Hi ladies and gentlemen and folks, I have another movie review. A review of the new Netflix animated movie Fixed, which is a new animated movie by Genndy Tartakovsky, not sure what's his first name actually, but yeah, let's say by Genndy Tartakovsky, who I really love because I am especially a huge fan of Samurai Jack, which is his magnum opus, by the way, but my favorite work of Genndy Tartakovsky is actually his newest animated show, Primal. Primal was just excellent, and I'm so much hoping for season 3 because he did announce that there will be a season 3, but for now it still seems like it's being developed, but no new information on season 3 of Primal. But yes, I'm really hoping for season 3 of Primal because that's by far my favorite work of Genndy Tartakovsky, and his Clone Wars was pretty good as well. Even if I prefer the 3D Clone Wars, I just think that there was a lot more depth and storytelling in the 3D one, but I did like Genndy Tartakovsky's one as well. But yes, my favorite work of his is by far Primal all the way, and I did review it actually, I think back in 2022 when my channel was in its infancy. And that said, I did not like Fixed at all, which is a real shame because it was about a dog, and I'm a huge dog person. I love dogs, but congratulations, Genndy Tartakovsky. You of all people managed to make an animated movie that made me hate a main character who was a dog. Because yes, the main character, Bull, he was so unlikable. And can you believe it? I'm such a huge dog person, and yet by the end I was straight up rooting for him to die. Because the basic story of Fixed is that Bull learns that he's gonna be neutered. When I first read about the premise, I thought that maybe he was sick and was gonna die, something like that, but then I learned actually that fixed means neutered basically means fixed actually, because in the United States, I lived in the United States for 8 years, and it is a common practice, and kind of here in Europe too, at least in Western Europe, not so much here in Poland, but in Western Europe it's also a common practice to basically fix dogs so that they don't cause trouble. But so he decides to spend the last of his days with his genitals still causing as much mischief as possible. And if that doesn't sound a little silly, I don't know what does. I guess maybe just not a story for me, but I did not like any of the jokes at all. There was one joke in the beginning that I did kind of laugh at, but then for the rest of the movie I didn't laugh at jokes at all. I found the humor to be really, and I mean really, immature. I guess there are some people who appreciate that sort of humor, but it certainly wasn't for me. And the worst part is that the key thing that makes you dislike a movie is when you are not invested in the characters. And as I said already, I completely hated the character of Bull. It's been a long while since I've seen that much unlikable character, and I speak as a dog lover. So again, congratulations, Genndy Tartakovsky. You made me root for the dog in the movie to die, literally. But also, as I said, none of the jokes were funny, and also, as I said, in some ways this movie felt almost like a dog sex sport, because the way it sums up to basically dogs fucking each other. That's pretty much what the humor of this movie amounts to, and it isn't funny at all, and it just quickly gets really disgusting and old. I guess maybe if there were 3 scenes, then I could handle it, but the problem is the movie just keeps revolving around that, and this isn't funny. I guess that there might be some people that do in fact enjoy that sort of humor, and I guess if there are people who just love that type of humor, then they might like the movie, but it certainly wasn't for me. The one credit I will give this movie though is the animation admittedly is pretty good. So yes, that's the one credit I'll give. Really good animation, but overall, Genndy Tartakovsky, you can do better than that. I love Primal, I love Samurai Jack, I do enjoy Powerpuff Girls, and I do also quite enjoy your take on the Clone Wars, even if I prefer the 3D one, but that's not it, Genndy Tartakovsky. By far, this is probably the worst work from you I ever seen. But, oh well, I'm also worried that this movie is gonna condemn some future animated projects from Netflix, which would be a real shame because Netflix has in fact done some really quite good animated movies, and I really wish it did more. Hopefully this movie doesn't prevent them from doing more in the future, but overall, fixed. The best I can say is just the disgusting humor just wasn't for me, but I guess it might be for some people, who knows. But thank you folks for checking out this review. Press the like button, please subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you soon in another video. Talk to you then, bye.